What's up, you guys? This is AJ coming to you once again from the Thwip side with another episode of Side Notes, the series where I show my recent collection pickups, talk about upcoming figures and games and shows, and sometimes we'll even recap a show or two. So this episode, if you can't tell, this week is going to be pretty Spawn heavy, because that's what I've picked up. So let's just get into it. Now, I know this episode is a few days late. I totally forgot there was a holiday yesterday, so I was out doing the family thing and spending time with the family and enjoying Easter dinner. But I wanted to make sure I got this episode out. So, like I said, it is Spawn heavy because I did manage to pick up some comics from that gift shop I'm always talking about, and I've got some good ones. Spawn issue number 2, number 3, and number 4. So yeah, really excited, really fantastic. I have mentioned previously that I am making it a little quest of mine to get every issue of Spawn. I'm not going to go into detail, but if you watch my content, you know lately I've been a little Spawn crazy, jumping back into it. And speaking of which, I also picked up on eBay, which I know I bash eBay a lot, but I do check it out and try to get things for a deal. And I did get this for a deal, and I'm really excited. I mean, really, really cheap, cheaper than what they're going for. Got really lucky. But it is the movie Spawn Clown. So that's really cool. And I picked him up because I saw someone else on YouTube pick this clown up to go with the Mortal Kombat Spawn because it's more realistic as opposed to the regular comic figures. So I'm going to pop him open and see how he stacks up. I'm not even feeling bad for opening this because the packaging is beat. I mean, I am an out-of-box collector, but if this was decent packaging, I might have tried to like save it or keep him in it. But he's coming out of his cardboard prison. But yeah, it's pretty cool, the figures from back then. They had fantastic figures. I wish I had picked up more of them back in the day. So having opened him up, I will say that I'm glad I wasn't saving him to be an in-box figure because the card peeled off like butter. So that's a good thing because it was on its last leg, the glue to the cardboard to the plastic. But I think it's cool how McFarlane gave us these. No one gives you these anymore, really. The little posters with the product shots with different figures. I mean, there are more I'd actually like to pick up for an old collection. I mean, I got this now right before McFarlane announced he was going to make more Spawn figures. I should have seen that coming, but I wouldn't mind if I could get some of these other characters for a decent price. The old vintage, well, now I guess you could call them vintage figures. But yeah, I wouldn't mind picking some of these up. That'd be really cool. A little nostalgia action. Here, he did come with some pieces so you could turn him into the Violator when he turns into Violator. Which, even for back then, McFarlane was like ahead of their time, I think, compared to other action figure lines. And that's why he said he started the company. He wanted to make a quality figure. But like, look at the sculpt on that. You didn't get many figures like this back in the day. Nice paint. But that's the head for the Violator. And then you get the hands. And then the clown himself. He looks pretty cool. Some of his paint is a little rough on my copy. I mean, there's some misses here, but that's okay. He's got like real hair for his head. It's really cool. He twists here at the waist. Feels really hollow. Not much super articulation. I mean, no elbows or anything. Just swivel here. Swivel here. Ooh, that's tight. I'll be careful. Yeah, he just swivels. Does he have? Oh, yeah, in the legs. Well, you can't really do much, but yeah, here. Yeah. I mean, not super articulated, but for right now, he's just going to be a stand-in. And I mean, a guy with this shape really can't get in many super poses anyway. But we'll see when we get the inevitable updated version from Todd how that looks. But right now, that's really cool. And then, of course, like I said, some of the paint's a little rough, but he was a dirty guy anyway in the comics and the show, so he can be a little smudged up. And here's a little closer look at him. And then, I guess, to be the Violator, when he turns full Violator, you just put, like, the head on like so. I won't display him like this. I guess the hands in here. Yeah, I'd rather just have a separate Violator. Even if they weren't making that awesome new one, they showed some picture. Todd showed a picture of during his WonderCon interview. I wouldn't display him with the Violator. He just looks weird. These are cool, but they could be pieces. Maybe Spawn ripped Violator's head off or something. Yeah, but really cool. I'm happy with them. I mean, the nitpicker in me wishes that these were straight, but like I said, he's a grungy clown, evil clown. I mean, look at the teeth. You didn't get anything like this back in the day, except for from McFarlane. But anyway, I'm gushing. I can't help it. But it's okay, so let's just see real quick how he does. He looked good when I saw the other person do it next to the Mortal Kombat Spawn. Get him kind of posed up. I gotta get him in different pose. Yeah, what do you think? Hopefully you can stand. Stand. Go forward a little. Now that'll do. So yeah, I think that size works really well, and they look good together. They totally fit together, so I'm happy. I got a stand-in clown, and if we get a clown from McFarlane, well, I'm sure we will, like I said, but I'm sure it'll be a comic version, so this could still be to go with my Mortal Kombat clown. And I'm a sucker for this Spawn figure. I love it. I plan on getting the other variations. Not necessarily this figure with the sword or the axe, but the different paint schemes. I love it that much. I am thinking of picking up another one because I want to try to pick up one of those custom cloth capes and the unmasked head. I think that would look really cool. That's an amazing figure to me. I just love it. But okay, I've gushed enough about that figure and Spawn. There wasn't much news, so not going to get action figure wise, so I'm not going to get super heavy into it. Hasbro did announce the Spider-Man Retro Collection Webman, and I looked back on that because I wasn't sure what this costume was from, and I guess it was from an old Spider-Man comic back in the day. He appeared once. It's supposed to be like a mirror image evil Spidey. I plan on picking that up. The costume does look cool, and I'll take Spidey in any kind of costume. And then they announced that they're going to re-release the retro Deadpool, and both are slated for later on in the year. Deadpool, I think, is in November. Spidey, I think, it's like Q3 when I looked at Big Bad Toy Store. So that's it from the Marvel side, or Hasbro. I'm thinking they're saving everything for their Fan Fest, which I believe is April 9th. And then DC-wise, Todd again. I didn't see anything new except for that pre-orders have gone up for the DC Multiverse Bizarro. What was it? Bizarro, Green Lantern, John Stewart, and the Joker gassed or infected Nightwing. So I don't think I'll get the Nightwing, but I'm definitely getting Bizarro and the John Stewart. Those two look fantastic. For this week, it's kind of slow news-wise. lately, like I said, as Hasbro gears up for their event, and I'm sure other companies are saving things for the other virtual events that are sure to come. I was going to talk about Falcon and Winter Soldier, but I think, to me, the way that show is flowing, I almost think it would have been better off if it was a movie. So I'm going to do a recap of my thoughts once the series is over. I'm really enjoying it, but I just think that's the one thing gripe I have about it. Not really a gripe, but my one thought on it is it seems to have it would have been better off if it was just a movie, just for the flow. And then I am going to do a video this week on my thoughts on the Invincible series on Amazon Prime. So make sure to check that out. And a small recap or thoughts on Godzilla vs. Kong, which I just watched yesterday. So that'll be coming this week as well. All that being said, feel free to drop me a comment. Let me know if I missed any big news. It's very possible. Or if there's anything you're excited about. And while you're at it, please consider subscribing, hit like, and thwip that notification bell. And I'll catch you guys all again real soon here on the Thwip side.